Some are generally cheerful, while others tend to be cranky. But where do these differences come from? Many people think that all infants come into the world alike, and that if an infant is timid or fussy, then there is something wrong with the child, or the way he is being treated. Very often, nothing is wrong. There is no one to blame. The infant is displaying temperament, an unmistakable personal style. Studies of infants have shown that children behave differently right from birth. Along with parenting, culture, and environment, temperament plays a major part in the development of personality. As many as 40% of all children fall into the flexible or easy group. These children have regular feeding and nap routines. They adapt to new situations quickly. They are easily toilet trained and are generally cheerful. The flexible traits: regular rhythms, positive mood, quick to adapt, low intensity, low sensitivity. Flexible children seldom make a fuss and can be taken advantage of by other children. This doesn't mean they don't have deep feelings. Their needs and wishes are as great as any child's. They need special attention, so they don't get lost in the group. The boy playing with the red ball is James. He's a flexible child. Watch how he expresses himself. He doesn't demand attention, but he wants it. He doesn't make a fuss, but shows his needs in quiet ways. His message might only be communicated by a glance, but his need can be just as great as a child who is more obvious. So with this type of child, the caregiver checks in from time to time. Although they need extra time to warm up, children with fearful or cautious temperaments often become very attached to their caregivers. The key to working with these children is to go slowly, little by little, and step by step. The fearful traits: slow to adapt, withdraws, Carla is a particularly cautious child. She uses Yolanda, her caregiver, as her base for security. When new activities are introduced, or if there is a lot of commotion, Carla will either withdraw or seek her out. Yolanda, knowing Carla's temperamental tendencies, doesn't push her. While being allowed to stay close, Carla checks things out from a safe distance. Just because Carla is resistant to new things at first, doesn't mean that she won't ever enjoy them. She just needs more time to warm up. Notice how Yolanda acts to lessen the newness. She doesn't just send Carla over, she draws her in. and stays for a while to make sure Karma's emotion has changed from caution to enjoyment. Of all the temperaments, caregivers often have the most difficulty and the most fun with feisty children. Because these children are so intense, they can be a handful. This is the child who lives with zest and lets everybody know when she is pleased or displeased. Feisty children can be active, intense, distractible, sensitive, irregular, moody. Sometimes things go really well with feisty children. Other times, they can get out of hand. To deal with feistiness, there are several proven caregiving techniques. Knowing that Megan had taken the blanket away from Carol and is furious because Carol took it back, Phyllis, the caregiver, uses the redirection technique. Empathy, followed by redirection of attention. At first it doesn't work because Megan is still caught up in her emotions. Phyllis knows, however, that Megan can become as intensely interested in something new as she was in the blanket. By continuing to redirect, Phyllis helps the feisty child move on.
Okay, so reflections on that. What do you think?
I think kids maybe so can go into, you see them 1 minute acting feisty and the next minute acting fearful. So I think it's
more
shade of
dominant
grace,
maybe,
yeah.
but then they're still there.
Depends on the situation and how they feel that day. Some more shades of gray.
I'm wondering about how when the adults interact with them when they're in that stage can contribute to continuing that stage or changing to a different stage.
Right. And then how they, act towards the adults. I mean, I most often think of my own children when I think about this. And my son was definitely feisty, but he also could go into the fearful of situations and adults. But to your point about how adults interact, I still remember we were just talking about this over break. The one caregiver at his preschool, he and she did not get along, so I think probably they were opposite temperaments. But her interaction with him was negative and kicked her, which is not okay to kick an adult, but right, like how was she interacting to de-escalate that situation?
I think there's just parameters within those two, because again, like going back to my own kids, I think they're both feisty, but in different, like they definitely demonstrate that differently. Whereas Mason's like very sensitive and has very intense emotions, but in general he's pretty flexible. And Killian is flexible in his own way, but he's super active and super intense all the time. But they definitely both would fall in there, but their little personalities by no means are carbon copies of one another.
Right. So I'm sure how you and your husband deal with the boys when they're in each one of those stages is, can change how they react to it. Even though they might both be feisty, you may handle things differently between both of them.
So when we think about temperament types and then characteristics within those, so generally we think about when children are flexible, they have normal rhythms, a positive mood, they're adaptable, they have low intensity and low sensitivity. Fearful, they adapt slowly, often withdraw. Feisty, active, intense, distractible, sensitive, irregular, and moody. So that category really, there's a lot that's going on there across the board. And really, what did you think? I thought the models in the video, especially with the fearful child, I was thinking of my own self dealing with my kids when they were fearful of something. I don't know that I always had the patience I should have to introduce them to the new thing, and I thought that, yeah, the caregiver Yolanda did a great job with Carla, helping her really to get over that. And so, yeah, taking the time within all of the different temperaments. Okay, any questions about this little section? Temperament? Okay. So now we're going to do a little bit about what is your temperament. And so handout 4.2 is understanding temperament of infants and toddlers, but what we're actually going to have you do with this activity just to get to thinking about it. So what is your temperament?
Where is this? What does that one look like?
4.2. Yeah, so it's just
Because I have 4.1 and then there's like handouts,
right. Yeah.
and then it went to like 4.5. Or is this the one that's the quiz? No, social.
It's the what works, please. So that orange, that peachy.
Oh, so it is the
Okay.
hand.
It's
Okay.
a handout,
All right, got it. Thank you.
And so just looking
So it's
through
this one.
there and trying to decide what is your
At the end of it, there's a scale that has that same orangey peachy. After the article, then there's a scale.
4.1.
Like a continuum.
Yeah, just after that article.
Yeah, then temperament.
Temperament continuum.
There you go. So then it's labeled handout 23 above the little sum.
Says temperament continuum.
Yes.
After the article.
I think you're in 5.
I think I actually like somehow
Yeah.
opened up a different one.
Yeah, you were in session 5.
I was in 4.
Yeah, you
What
were.
the heck?
So, yeah. So just read through these here briefly, and then I'm going to post, this will be a chance to get up and walk around as much as we can. I'm going to put one out there on that table, but we'll post around the room feisty, fearful, and flexible. And so once you've kind of read through there, go to the area that best describes your temperament, and then you can have a little conversation with the others that are there.
Do you want to put one up in there?